Wow.
This sound international right here.
No.
Real Ellie Caliente.
Very
hot.
South Bow.
But y'all niggas didn't know.
Welcome
To
lean in. Welcome.
Random on Repeat.
Yeah, random.
I'm Kmart.
You missed the repeat part.
Yeah.
I did. I was
Yeah.
thinking about when I
The single was on.
You want to try it again? You want to go for it again?
All right, Kmart.
Oh,
My name's Jeff.
I'm gonna kick you. What's gonna happen?
Hi, Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
We have two.
Already.
We have two special guests with us.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, fellas.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm honored. Yes, my name is Kai. I go by kohizenji.
And I'm Jimmy Snyder. You know, that's about it. Filmmaker.
John calls him Karate Jimmy.
Karate
Or
Jimmy.
Jimmy Fly
I
Snooker.
literally call him Karate Jimmy because this man put a knot in the center of my forehead. Anyway. These guys.
I think that was a lie. I don't think I've
Nah,
ever.
man.
No.
You're like an action figure.
Did I do that for real?
You
No,
really
I
did that.
Button
When did I
shot.
do that?
Remember you hit me with the elbow.
Oh, that was during choreography.
Don't you have recording of
That's
that?
right. No,
There's
we do
evidence,
not have
I
her.
don't know.
No, you don't. No, because it was at my house in my front yard, and I had no cameras running for things just like that.
All right, then.
All right.
Evidence destroyed.
Today, a little something special again. We're going to talk to these two kind of about their crafts, but we're going to let them tell you what they do. We'll start with you, Mr. Kai.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, you do two things.
I think
Three things. You do a lot of things. Tell
Hey.
people about yourself.
Jack of all trades, man. Well, at the moment, I am a graph artist. Shout outs to the TAO crew. By the way.
Right. So for those who don't know, this man does a lot of graffiti art. Some that you might have seen around town. Him and his friends, his buddies, groups, his crew. Most of that art
Yes.
is going to be because of this guy or somebody who is connected to this guy.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes. So, like you said, very eloquently, actually, graph game artist and martial artist. This guy right here is. my
Let's
trainer,
not
so,
also forget that he's a philosopher.
Nah,
And he's like this higher intelligent person. He's like being
the
all
beads
modest.
make me look cool, and that's about it.
That's
those
what
are
it is.
I thought those were anal beads.
Hey, man, you know.
Wow. I knew you were
It
going
might be
there.
a little too big.
Not
You can
not
have
for
these
bro.
right
Not for
I'm a
bro.
small frame man.
Yeah.
We're going there, guys.
If she
That's
pull
where
that
we're
out,
going.
You better go home.
Listen,
like you
my
got
wife
nothing.
is the director.
You walk in, and you walk right out. Like, no, okay. This is
So not to take any credit, but take some credit. What are some of the pieces that you may have helped with, or that you know around town like that people may have seen?
Yeah. So the Vanessa Guillen is probably the most recognizable one. It is off of 2nd Street and Scott. It's right at the corner. It is a tribute piece for Vanessa Guillen. A couple of the other pieces are located on the alleyway in between Indiana and
don't look at me, man.
right across the way from.
I just hit
Indiana
heart
and
on
Scott,
your
I wanna
pictures
say.
on Instagram.
Okay.
I go,
A lot-
great job, buddy.
A lot of work
Thank you.
downtown.
Okay. You know what it is.
I'm like, I don't know what street this is on, but
I don't know the street either. No.
So a lot of work downtown. So
Yes.
how did you get started doing graffiti and tagging and being a super badass? in it?
Well, super
This is true.
badass by the help of others, man. So I did contemporary art kind of as just kind of closeted thing. I was more
As in you
focused-
can draw.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's using all these
I'm
big
sorry.
words,
I'm sorry.
and all the audience is gonna be
We
like,
use the canvas.
did I
We use the canvas
hey,
and the
did
paper
I
and
not
the
just
pens.
tell you higher intelligence over here? I just said it. Thank you. I just said it. Okay.
Fancy lad over here, my
Okay.
bad. So yeah, I was basically just kind of scribbling on paper and keeping that to myself. I wanted to do fighting. I thought that was the only thing that identified me. But being a someone who appreciates graph art, saw graph art around town. I was like, yo, that's the thing that I've always wanted to kind of bring my art into. So I met my buddy Fuego. I found him, and he has helped me kind of get my stuff from being just on the paper and said, hey, you can make murals, you can do the things that you want to do. Basically, I want to beautify the elements around me with the graffiti that I could provide, to kind of beautify the elements around our city. You know, we want to be an artistic town, so I want to help
And
that out.
how hard is that transition for those who don't know? Because we all can scribble on paper,
Right,
but to take the smaller design
man.
and make it a massive thing.
To scale. That's, yeah.
Like, so what goes into that? Like, is there a different thought process or?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I thought that I was just going to pick up a can and just be like, blah, yo, check me out, man. And I was garbaggio. Absolute garbage. So I'm sitting there trying to translate the things that I know on a pen or on some paper or on a canvas, and they are not happening. So, like I said, my buddy Fuego with the TAO crew, he's like, hey, man, like, you found me to come help you out. So he kind of gave me all the knowledge, different understanding about different can pressures and different tops that go on each can that do different things for the cans, different labels and stuff like that. So I'm like, wow. So having support is something that's always been able to transition my like small thoughts into.
Do you have to know how to draw in order to do?
No. That's the cool thing about graph art. It's like when you pick up a can.
Just go crazy.
Well,
If you draw stick figures, you're good to go.
probably can.
Yeah.
No, that's it though. If you kind of like once you start, it's a different thing than holding a pen or a pencil. Like
You've just given hope to everybody. I just
yo,
want you to
hey,
know that.
okay.
out there right now,
Yeah.
pick up a can. Alright.
So, police, we are not responsible.
I know.
for any
No.
random-
No vandalism.
Sorry.
Vandalism is what I call it.
Yeah.
Vandalism.
Sorry. I couldn't. You know how many people are out there going, yes, I've been waiting.
Y'all gonna see a lot more around town. Sorry.
If I'm a regular person and I say, man, my passion is drawing, painting, and doing these large canvases, I want to learn how to do it. How do I start? Like, I can just pick up a paintbrush one day and just run out there? Or what do I need to know? How do I get started?
So you got to know that if you're gonna start, you got to start somewhere. I guess Rusto cans. You can start with the stuff that you get at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? There's so
Dude, that's Tony just did.
listen. It's for the culture, man.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
let
Go
me-
to Walmart,
Hey,
get you some Rust-Oleum, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's glitter or nothing, bro.
Hey, metallic,
Yeah.
chrome. That's what we call it on these streets.
Okay.
What would you start on though?
So, man, like fences. It was really odd. Starting on fences, plywood. My buddy Fuego's like, hey, man, like, yeah, just get this OSB plywood and stick it to your fence and try it on there. I'm like, okay. So that's where I started, just kind of OSB particle.
You
board.
YouTube it, or you just randomly started spraying?
I started feeling it for real. I didn't want to look. I'm not very like technologically sound, even though I am the technology expert at my job. It's really odd. As soon as I leave my job, it's like I don't know computers, and so I didn't even think about it. TikTok is a thing, YouTube is a thing, and here I am struggling without any kind of So I felt my own style, and had support from the buddies teaching me different can methods.
So you took a mixture of all these things, and now you have your own unique style of
whatever that may be.
You say graph art?
Graph art.
Graph art.
Yes.
And those are
So
graphic art.
No, graffiti art. I know it's such
I was
the
going there too.
connotation.
I was going there too, but then I was like, no, I know what he does.
Yeah. No, graffiti art. Yes, we call it graph
So
art.
for those who didn't know,
the spray can.
okay, graffiti art specifically with the spray can.
Vandalism.
So
One, two,
quick-
three, spray can.
quick
Spray
question.
can.
So are you
Yeah, like SpongeBob.
being commissioned to do?
Podcast.
Are you being commissioned to do like pieces like on walls? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I have made
So-
my way into doing that. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yeah.
So you're not no random like.
Like he does, dude. Like he does, like
Listen.
dogs, animal, like pets. Like, dude. Like, what is it? Not
I
with
do
spray-
photorealism.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
With those, do you still use the spray paint, or do you actually do it by hand?
No.
with a paintbrush?
I have vowed since I first started. I used to try to carry a brush with me, but it's been like my main mission to vow, like, hey, I
That is so
don't want to
Buddha.
touch a brush. I mean,
That is
well,
so Buddha.
at least for me,
I
'cause
love it.
That's
No,
how I
I-
started out.
I'm gonna carry a brush with me.
That's kind of how it was,
No, I love it, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's actually how we got into the Atterbury building. I was blading around, just on my bike, and man, I want to get in that building, but I'm like, man, I'm a dad. Listen, let me chill with trying to.
And that was years ago.
Years ago, many years
Like
ago.
many.
Statute has ran out by now.
Yeah,
More
so
than 7 years.
Don't try
yes.
to come after it.
Right.
No. But the funny thing about it is that
You were breaking and entering?
no.
Oh, I thought
I saw I had the idea.
The funny thing about it was I just admitted to breaking into the elevator.
No.
I mean, is it really breaking if you didn't break anything? I just went over the
See, the
fence.
fence
I'm
was
saying
open.
it was
It
open.
Just also admitted to criminal mischief by taking the wall.
We just lifted the fence up.
Y'all
That's
don't
it.
know where that's at. You know,
The most famous building in town.
I know. You know where I no, you think that's where it is.
Right.
That ain't where it is.
That ain't where it is.
Right.
Different spot.
It's a different
totally
spot.
different spot.
All right.
No, but it's funny. There was a number on the fence. I was like, hey yo, can I come in there? And
Please tell me that's exactly how
no,
you
for
act.
real. I was like, hi, I'm calling about the Bluff building.
That is not how you just said it though.
Hello.
You were like,
Hey yo, dude.
give me your dog. Can I come
Hey
in?
yo, man, listen. No, I'm way cooler behind
You
the
should write
spray
a
can.
Bronx like.
I'm way cooler
Yo.
behind the spray
You had a
can.
hood on your head? I saw the number.
I know.
Hold on, he's got to do his
I
movie.
know there's no one
Oh,
there right
no.
now.
You gotta let him do his movie voice. It's like freaking amazing. Go ahead,
For
do it
real?
like as if
Go
you're
ahead,
on the
go
phone. Do it. Oh, you're on the spot.
In a world
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay.
Seriously, trailer guy.
is run
Okay.
by a red-bearded man named Jimmy.
Okay. Now say random on repeat.
Random on repeat.
Hey, you got that from the
Yes,
beginning now.
Clip it.
Flip it and say, actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Just so
That's
we can
going
be,
after the very salty balls.
Very salty balls. Right? No. Okay,
man,
my
you
bad.
y'all just need him. You guys just need him to come in and just say all sorts of
Oh
weird
my
stuff
gosh.
and just put it on.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. I didn't think
I seen bro get some chills. He was like, ooh.
Yeah. You can make a living off
R.I.P.
that. You know that,
Fontaine.
right?
You know Donald Fontaine. I don't know.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you
So
could. For B movies.
he's saying that you, and we won't go into numbers, but you make a little bit of money off doing these things.
Yeah.
How much does something like that cost? If we want to do we buy a building and we want the side of the building done.
Okay. I'm probably the worst person to ask. I think that's why the duo of Fuego and Kohi, which is me. Kohi is I. Kohi is I. Fuego is my buddy.
Okay.
He is the analyst.
Are you wearing your own merch right now?
I'm wearing his merch.
Okay.
Fuego's merch, not mine.
We're slacking.
I don't
Right.
We're
I don't
slacking.
wear
It's genius.
Fuego.
Someone's gonna see me. I'm gonna wear this thing. All right.
And just so, can I be clear? Your name is awesome, Fuego. I just like every time he says it, I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah. Hey,
Like, oh man.
listen.
Fuego.
It
Like,
will
you
work
said
with
it in
He's
you.
the
your voice.
coolest unknown
The red
dude you've
beard?
ever known.
Yeah.
You can steal it.
Do what now?
You can steal it. You can be Fuego if you wanted to be.
I
You
mean,
got the red beard.
I don't know, man.
Hey.
Fuego is
I can't do that.
already a very daunting dude. He's a very serious legit guy. So me and him hanging
So no,
out,
I will not be doing that because I don't want anybody hunting me down.
I made that name Fuego with an A because I'm not Spanish.
Okay.
love it.
Ah, right. Got it.
I was gonna ask.
I was thinking it
That's
too.
so funny.
I was thinking.
I was like, is
Yeah.
it sensitive if I ask if he's Hispanic?
No,
Literally.
he's a big, tall Nordic white man.
Got it.
Yes.
Long, illustrious hair.
So he's family then. He's family.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Y'all from the same crew.
Right on, bro.
Price range, like we're saying,
So that's exactly what brought me there. I'm horrible at that. I'm terrible.
roundabout guessing.
Ooh. Okay, mural on side of a building. Like say we were gonna paint the elevator building.
Like the whole
somewhere.
building.
We're gonna get that building out of your brain, buddy.
Man,
It's
well, I mean that's the only frame of. That's like the biggest one in town. That's like the only frame of reference. I
That-
So
have.
if you painted the whole building,
No, that's too much. Just literally, because I know other people that would be interested in it. Small business owners who have just plain buildings.
Yeah, okay.
That you want to just spice the spot up.
Yeah,
And
I
make
see
it
what you mean.
look cool and maybe pay homage to their area.
Yeah.
And maybe want a fish pond and a guy and a dog or something.
Yeah,
or maybe
yeah.
the kid, because you know what I'm saying, that's something you could do, like
Right.
something like that.
So something along those lines. I want to say, starting base for anything by 20 by 20. I would say maybe
Okay.
1,500. But that gets it all. That gets all of the work done.
So 20 by 20, you're getting 1,500.
Somewhere around there, yeah. And I may be shot in those numbers.
We're about to quit random and repeat and become Graffiti ideas?
Graffiti artists.
Because remember, kids,
Hey,
anybody
listen,
can pick up a
listen.
can.
That's
Yeah.
And
exactly
be
what
a
he
graph
said.
artist.
Listen,
I'm doing this
your
tomorrow.
reputation. So you got to make sure you come with the heat because as great as it sounds, I've had so many people give me the plans about what they want to do, and they don't want to do it. You know, once it's time to, hey, let's put this on the wall, let's get that, money rolling. They're like,
Because it's got to be a tedious
Oh, it is.
process.
But 1,500 is kind of cheap for 20 by 20.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Yeah, and like I said, that's on the lower end.
That's
If
what
we
I'm
get to
saying.
kind of, if our ideas get to be like purely in that and go, okay, well, you got a couple of ideas in there. If we get more artistic reign, probably 1,500. Now, the more expensive it gets is more of like, okay, I want exact polished details in there, and then the
Does that-
paint can get.
Does that change the paint that you use?
Yes,
or-
it does. Yes,
Okay.
it does. Absolutely.
Is it one that lasts longer, one that fades quicker, one
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
lighter?
Depending on what kind of stuff you want, there's either like the high gloss, so you get like the very really shiny paint,
Mhm.
or there's the matte stuff, which is dope. That's what most people like anyway. The 94 stuff.
Yeah.
This building that you're talking about, was that?
The adamant, or the it's really the grain building.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, you gonna give me coffee?
No. You must got an idea for that building already.
I do. I've always wanted to paint it. It's actually Fuego's idea. Was
You
like to
and
paint-
every other
Oh.
tag artist in this town.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
but that's the thing.
It's a giant white canvas.
Listen, that building is
He said-
ours.
Do you know he got real serious? He was like, listen, bro. Listen.
I mean that because
With the head, go
You
ahead.
know,
I'm sorry.
Well, why are we just?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We'll move on to something else. So why are we
I'm
not
enjoying this.
getting together and maybe doing more
Yeah,
downtown?
What? I'm not doing anything. He's talking to you.
Jimmy,
Go.
you probably the guru
Oh,
here, man.
Go.
Listen, well, it's
Because there's like just looking at downtown,
yeah,
some of the other areas. We're like, man, that's kind of run down. Man, if somebody slapped a coat of paint on that, that would make it look nice. And that would make the area look nice. There's a bunch of these areas around here that would look way better with some graph art on it.
yeah, yeah.
I'm butchering the word graph art.
No, you good.
Okay.
You good. Who over there?
I know right here too.
That's smart. You know.
Yeah, I
Hey, what's
knew
up,
it.
man?
I knew it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey.
behind the camera is Marcus,
Yeah.
MF Maniac.
Yeah. Hey.
MF Maniac, welcome to the show.
How come y'all
Random on
don't-
repeat.
how come y'all don't group together and kind of say let's take on some of these rundown buildings as a project
Yeah,
and just as
Didn't Marcus do one? A couple with you?
yeah, up in the Atterbury building. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part about it. It's like a 3-part answer.
we're
So
just gonna bleep it every time he says Atterbury.
oh man, y'all gonna
I know. We
But
should do
every
that.
time I say that, so you know where to find it.
Why is it like it's like man,
So
you're
edit
getting
it
free
out.
advertisement right now?
It's like hello, please.
But, no. Listen, okay, well that's the thing though. So the owner, we have a real good relationship with him.
Okay.
He's the next. So the Atterbury building is its own building. It is not the building we were talking about. It's next to Atterbury building.
Right.
It is the old green building. So we yes. So we have a good relationship with the guy who owns the building, and he loves the art that we create in there. So he's given graph artists in town a space to kind of come in there and practice,
There's been
jam shows.
because we all know a bunch of the people, so much talk about that building
Yeah.
and what they might do with it in the future.
Yep.
They might wind up having to scrub all that.
So they've just had that building. That's kind of what the whole like hubbub about when we started in that building with the press and stuff about how this building needs to be condemned. Well, they got an engineer in there and found out that it's structurally sound, so they will not be getting rid of it.
With the exception of the stairs and trying to go up, like you kill
See,
yourself.
yeah.
Hey,
And it is steep.
I'm
It
gonna
is
hold on.
steep.
You,
It's very steep.
you and me
I'm
right
not-
here, dude.
Oh, we already
We
know.
already know about the Atterbury stairs.
We already know, yes.
We already know.
Mushy. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been trying to do work around town to do that, but the thing is graffiti has a negative connotation, and that's kind of our.
Well, that's what I'm
method.
saying. Maybe we can do just again as a collective because there's got to be. I don't know the field, so I'm not sure if there's 10 of y'all, if there's 100 of y'all, but I'm sure there's got to be a collection of all that could get together and say, hey, we're going to volunteer our time and maybe one building at a time spruce it up.
Yeah. We're sort of working on that. It's kind of Kick down the door method.
If we own this, I'm sure that's got to be everybody. If you own the spot, you guys came through and say, hey, let us do a little something on the side of your building.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's what city ordinance and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I won't lie to you. Much of the stuff downtown does exactly have to do with city ordinance. Since depending on what part it is downtown here, I know that they have barriers over historic regions that can't have.
I'm sure as long as you're not painting something lewd.
Yeah.
No, because when you talk about when getting the city involved, they want like I was just reading about like
It would be a permit.
no, you would have like to like renovate one of these old downtown buildings. You have to, and if it's in the historical district, that you got to do exactly what they tell you can do.
Yeah. Can't paint on the brick at all. You have to have it mounted, which means you have to have it mounted powerfully. You can't have it a certain way. Yeah.
Really?
So,
That's expensive in itself.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Oh,
that's
the whole brick?
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
they don't want
technically
you
paint
to
over
paint
brick
over
if you
it.
didn't
Yeah,
like
just-
it or something.
that's the last of the ordinance that I heard. Like, oh no actual spray on that brick. So, but that's actually why we're in the alley down the way. It's because there was a lot of stuff already on there that Fuego and I saw. There's a preschool that's there. It's a what is it?
Tadpole.
Yeah, Tadpole. There are kids that go through that alleyway to use that park. We saw a bunch of stuff down there. We're like, yo, man, like kids play over here? My kids play over there. Like, hold on a second. So we started creating cartoon art down that alleyway, and that's what since it's kind of taking that to Graph Alley. Whatever we call it.
Oh, I like that. Wait,
Graph
no, I
Alley.
like that.
I have
Hey,
dubbed these Graph
Hey,
Alley.
yo, have you been to Graff Alley yet? No, you need to go to Graff Alley. It's on, what's the street? Because I don't remember.
Yeah, the alleyway between Indiana and.
Remember, I just hit the like button. Like, I'm like, I love your stuff.
You guys,
Heart.
I'm not an advocate.
any more art questions?
Well, yeah, I got one. Where actually do you get your inspiration from? It's just like you see something that, like, you know what, so and so would look good on this, or do you just kind of like, depending on the area?
Yeah. I think a lot of my inspiration comes from Zen. I practice Zen Buddhism. I don't know. I've looked at the arts. Actually, my thesis. Oh my God, here I go.
Like I said.
I knew it
And
when
I'm
I said that.
Oh, yeah. Just
scrub that out.
Just
Can
hit
we-
the back button
Oh,
from what I said
man.
earlier. It's coming up right now.
Can we edit
Skip
that?
to 36.
So, in martial arts, the spirituality that I follow in martial arts has me follow Zen. So with that, I see all these warriors, and I see like the peacefulness of what they practice. The fact that they can wield a sword and know the vengeance of a sword, but they also know the peacefulness of the environment around them. So being
Power
able
whoop
to,
ass, but just don't.
yeah, exactly. So I
The
see
power
Ralph
of what
in
the
same
sword
way.
can do, just showing it.
But that's it though.
Yeah, I know.
That's how I feel like when I'm with the can.
And that's how I feel when I step out of the shower. I know the power.
Yeah. hey, and then you see it in the mirror and go, yes, that is it.
I just don't show it. You know?
I just don't come out of the shower.
You stay in the shower.
I don't come out.
Debo pose, just like.
Once I walk out, I go, is anybody around? Because
You know?
Stop looking.
Well, if you haven't
Wife,
noticed,
close that door.
Like,
All right.
hey, babe.
that's the only way we can see it. Because if I look straight down, it's a no.
Oh,
Damn it.
If I look straight,
listen.
Where'd he go?
This podcast has gone somewhere way more than
out
way
here.
Woo!
Live and in
Mark's like, I think I might have to leave.
the innuendos.
but that's cool, man.
Okay, Wally West, I see you.
Hey.
All right.
Y'all know the reference, and y'all get the whole.
So
thing.
we'll quickly transition to martial arts, which is something else he said that he kick ass in.
Very
how long
hard,
have you been
by the
doing
way.
that? And how
Since
did
I
you get
was
started?
I started 6 years old Taekwondo.
Pops.
You feel me?
Okay.
Yes.
So, anyway.
So yeah, 6 years old Taekwondo.
So for all of us that didn't have a dad,
right here.
What?
No, yeah.
No.
So I'm at Pops
Pops
later
is,
on.
Pops is a dad that came in the picture, or father figure that came in. The
Yeah.
picture.
Okay.
He's one of my old trainers, man. I call him
You know him
Pops.
too?
I don't know him, but I've heard great things about him, and just from what I've heard of him, I would have loved to have met the man.
Passed in 2008.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's all good, man. And I think that's kind of the starting process of like the Zen, like the culture of like the warrior spirit, like truly looking into the Japanese culture is really what influenced me. Because I wasn't really accepted by my own culture. I'm probably the only Dominican here in Wichita Falls, Texas. So I didn't know what it was to be Dominican. I'm just kind of like, well, I got people that look like I look blackish, and yeah, and then
You
but
look like one of my cousins. Or?
Right, exactly. But my mom speaks Spanish. She looks black, but she's not Mexican, and not to get to our culture.
Would it count if I said he kind of reminds me of a cousin? Would that work? No,
but
maybe?
we look just
Like,
alike.
Kind of like
We right there.
Yeah, like no.
That's-
Okay,
that's-
all
Right
right.
there. I
Was
mean,
that too
you see the
sensitive,
resemblance?
or-
I found my long lost
I was
brother.
thinking like, hey, family.
We got redheaded Dominicans.
There you go.
You feel me? No.
Way to go. There we go.
I mean, yeah, he's
Yep.
got a red beard.
There you go.
No, but seeing, I guess, understanding and learning about Japanese culture and what it is to be Zen, it's like, wow, well, that culture accepted me. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I still have this ethnicity of, part Dominican from New York, but lives in Wichita Falls, Texas, and loves graffiti, but really out in the
Kick
sticks
somebody's ass.
kind of hood,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
learning
yeah.
martial arts. Yeah, so I'm like,
So you just have a fighter spirit.
I think so.
You've always been even tempered, or you were angry, or
Oh
like,
man, I used to be a shit talking little boy.
okay,
Oh yeah, and I'd have to defend myself. So my mom put me in martial arts, and that's kind of what started it.
because you're not very very big.
No, I'm tiny. I'm
Okay.
little. I know I'm little, man.
Wait.
I'm little.
You say he's tiny, but I've been kicked and punched
Now listen,
by this man.
hey, you
It
you
feels
are
like
an
a
actor,
horse.
Jimmy.
It feels like a
Yeah.
horse has kicked you, or a sledgehammer's come across your face.
Nah.
But generally, smaller people they say you have a
Small man, it's a Napoleon complex.
There it is.
Yeah. No, what it was is I was always
Educated
I was always
answers.
little and
Yeah,
well,
Napoleon-
hey man,
Napoleon complex.
if I paid that much for that massive,
You better start
boy,
saying it,
I better
yeah.
start saying them words, boy. I paid for every one of them. No, no, but I was always bullied first. It was always like hey, that kid's small. He's not the same as everybody. He don't know Spanish, but he's Spanish. What kind of stuff is that? So I had to fight for like my culture. Like I would be in certain circles. I lived in the hood with the hood folks, and they're like, "No, you're not hood." I'm like, "Wait, what is that though?" So it was one of those things where I had to defend who I was, what I was doing, until I found a culture that accepted me, like it did, with its art, with its culture, with its history and its nuance. And I was like, "Yo, this is what it is right here." So I was kind of adopted.
okay. Man, that sounds like a movie.
I don't know about a movie.
So-
I mean, everybody got their story.
Do you mind if I ask, when was the first time you met Pops? 'Cause we got to
So-
talk about Pops.
Yeah. So I was in Taekwondo, and I was trying to find another gym, so I went to the YMCA. And so I kind of stuck there for a little bit. I spent a couple of months there, and I met Pops as kind of there was like a, what is it called? Kind of a different martial artist. What are you, like an expo of some sort?
Yeah.
How old
I'm
were you
like-
at this time?
12. So yeah, I was like, man, this is Muay Thai. So like I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, so what's this kind of stuff? Like, is it better than what I'm doing right now? I want to kick. So, Taekwondo is a kicking sport. And so when I met him, he's like, yeah, this is Muay Thai, and the art of 8 limbs, this whole Japanese cat. I'm like, wow, man, like this dude seems like actually like, like when you meet someone that you understand just clearly has something figured out that nobody else does. I was like, all right, I want to try what that is. So VHSs of, okay, this is good. This is John Wayne Parr.
Okay.
He is a white guy fighting in Thailand right now. And he's awesome. I'm like, oh wow.
Sorry.
Hey,
You
for
said
the
white
Thai
guy,
culture,
and
yeah,
I'm the only one in here.
that was
like,
crazy.
Hey!
Right,
That was
right,
crazy.
right.
So like, oh, I don't have to be a certain anything. I can
Right.
do that.
I don't have to look like anybody.
Right,
I can
right.
just be
You
me.
know how crazy that is to learn that at such at a certain I don't know. It's you want to try to tell kids at that time. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, look, you can do anything. Like it doesn't matter what you look like or whatever. You can go ahead and do it. Not a specific type of person has to be able to do it.
Right.
You can go do it. Doesn't matter if you look like them or not. You can have the skills. You can be even better than them.
Absolutely.
Go do it.
Yeah.
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 So now
sorry.
that you have
No, it's perfect.
all of
You're right.
this knowledge and all of this training, what do you do with it?
So, I mean, I fought for a
He
while.
takes fights on the street for money. So
No,
if you need him to
not- no,
beat somebody
not
up.
say-
No, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Not implicate me on those. They
Sorry.
were never proven.
I told you I wouldn't do that, and I did. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
We are on air.
I know.
We are recording
I
on.
know. I can't read, so it's fine.
As he says Atterbury one more time.
Atterbury.
Atterbury.
That's where most of it's gone down. Is that Anyway.
Well, I thought that I wanted to be a fighter. I thought that I wanted to move to Thailand, and I almost had the money to do it. Like I told my wife, the semester before I met her, I had the grant money that I had rewarded to me, for school, and I was like, oh, cool, man, I got a grant. I'm gonna put that money aside. I'm gonna quit school next semester, go to Thailand and fight.
And they'll never find me.
Yeah, and so
I remember when you said that.
yeah. I met Rachel through Marcus. Yeah.
Do you see
so
the
yeah.
blank face on you? The
Yeah.
blank on your face was like.
And
Well, I met her before, but yeah, Marcus.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it was like,
Okay.
for context, yeah, Rachel is his.
My beautiful wife.
Okay.
Absolute queen. Okay, sorry, we're in a podcast right now.
Right.
So yeah. So I met Rachel, and man, it's history from there. Things changed. I understood that it would be a mistake if I left. I was gonna crush my mom by quitting. The very thing that she worked her ass off for, being a single mom, getting me to college.
Right.
Are you absolutely insane? So yeah, I met Rachel, and the rest is history from there, man. I fought for a while. I had a good career, but oh my gosh, it started doing things.
It wasn't just good, guys.
No,
wasn't
it
just
was
good.
alright. It was alright.
He's got
Listen,
belts
listen,
hanging up in his garage.
I'm on the humble because
I
there's a
don't
lot of
think.
killers out
Wait,
there.
wait.
There's
Can
a
I-
lot of killers out
I
there.
gotta grab the mic. Belts. I don't think you understand how many people you got to kick in the face
Oh,
and
man.
hard to get a
Hey,
belt.
but hey, I've
Can we
been
look
kicked
at
in
that
the
somewhere?
face.
Can we look at that somewhere?
There are a couple of my fights up. Man, I'm horrible with footage.
I'm sure there's plenty of your fights up because
There
I
probably-
found them.
Go ahead,
let's
give
not-
him the link,
let's-
man. I would
no,
look.
let's not talk about it. Let's not
like,
talk about
Bill.
that.
Yeah,
No,
that's the thing.
no, there's a different. There's something else behind all that. There's something else behind all that. Kai knows what I'm talking about.
Oh man,
There's a little
okay.
something behind that, but we're not
Okay.
going to call anything out. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I'm done.